Good morning, all. Welcome everybody again. We would like to start our third session, which is Women in Industry, which will be moderated by Dr. Ilham Al-Dakhil. Please, Dr. Ilham, you have the floor.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اليوم I will speak in Arabic, so please use your translation headphones. مشاركة المرأة في قطاعات الأعمال اليوم لم تعد قضية عدالة اجتماعية، بل قضية اقتصادية محورية تؤثر تأثيراً واضحاً في اقتصاديات الدول وتنمية المجتمعات. فالدراسات والأبحاث تشير إلى علاقة إيجابية قوية بين مشاركة وتمثيل المرأة في قطاعات الأعمال وبين أداء الشركات، ارتفاع أداء الشركات وانخفاض المخاطرة، بمعنى أنه إذا مثلت المرأة بصورة متوازنة في المؤسسات سيكون هناك انعكاس على أداء الشركة. إذن التمثيل عادة يكون على المستوى العام أو على مستوى القيادي، المناصب القيادية، أو على مستوى مجالس الإدارة. إذن هي حقيقة تمثيل المرأة وانعكاساته على أداء الشركات، ولكن التوقعات والطموحات لتمثيل المرأة لا تتواكب مع الواقع. فأحد الدراسات التي تم إجراؤها حديثاً على عدد كبير من النساء، تقريباً ما يقارب 13 مليون امرأة في 9 دول مختلفة وفي قطاعات مختلفة، وجد أن تمثيل المرأة في اللي يسمونها جونيور ليفل تقريباً يصل إلى 33%، في حين لما تطلعون للميد ليفل نجد أنها تنخفض إلى 24%، ومن ثم في السينيور ليفل 15%، وفي مجالس الإدارة تنخفض إلى 9%، وهذه في الدول المتقدمة. فحنا في الدول العربية والدول الخليج أنا أتوقع أن النسبة منخفضة بمستوى أكثر كثيراً. والتوقعات لعام 2020 لا يوجد هناك فرق كبير في هذه النسب، فهي تشير إلى ارتفاع يقارب بين 8% إلى 13%. السؤال: ما هي الأسباب؟ لماذا تنخفض نسبة المرأة في المناصب القيادية وفي مجالس الإدارات؟ ما هي الأسباب التي تحد من مشاركة المرأة في القطاعات العامة المختلفة؟ اليوم يشاركنا باكورة من سيدات الأعمال يتميزن في مجالات مختلفة، سوف يشاركن تجربتهن وسوف يثرين هذا اللقاء بتوضيح العوامل التي تؤثر على مشاركة المرأة في القطاعات المختلفة. وسنبدأ بسيدة متميزة من جمهورية مصر العربية. السيدة تقود عدد من القطاعات تعمل في قطاع شركات وتملك شركات ومصانع في مجال البتروكيميائيات وتجهيزات الفنادق والمستشفيات. يعمل لديها ما يقارب 3400 موظف. تنقلت في مناصب عديدة، فقد عملت كرئيسة لجمعية سيدات الأعمال قبل 17 عاماً، إلى رئيسة الاتحاد للمستثمرين العرب، إلى نقيب المستثمرين الصناعيين بالسويس ومحور القناة، كأول امرأة تتقيد وتتولى هذا المنصب القيادي في جمهورية مصر العربية. دكتورة هدى جلال ياس، فلتتفضل.
السلام عليكم. صباح الخير، صباح النماء على أرض المنامة، مملكة البحرين، من أرض الكنانة، مصر العروبة، مقر اتحاد المستثمرات العرب. اسمحوا لي في بداية كلمتي أن أتقدم بكل التحية والاحترام لمملكة البحرين، ملكاً وحكومة وأميرة وشعب كريم، على هذه الاستضافة لملتقانا هذا الذي من خلاله يرفع شعار المرأة العربية نموذجاً للإرادة والعطاء الجاد، وباحتضانها لهذا الحدث فهي درع الصناعة والتنمية المستدامة. فكل التحية لأميرتنا أميرة البحرين صاحبة السمو الأميرة سبيكة آل خليفة، درع المرأة العربية، سيدة الأعمال والصناعة. فلنحييها جميعا تحية الحب والإجلال. نحييها جميعا. واسمحوا لي أن أعرف عن نفسي. أنا الدكتورة هدى جلال ياسة، رئيسة جمعية سيدات الأعمال منذ أكثر من 17 عاما، واتحاد المستثمرات 17 عاما، واتحاد المستثمرات العرب تم إشهاره في 2005، يعني 11 عاما سبقوا، وتم انتخابي وتشريفي بأن أكون نقيب المستثمرين الصناعيين سويس ومحور القناة كأول امرأة تتقلد منصب نقيب، وخاصة منطقة صعبة زي السويس ومحور القناة. والحمد لله ربنا وفقني. في الأول اتهاجمت كتير جدا في المنصب ده، بس الحمد لله ربنا وفقني بالإرادة. وهقول لكم في الآخر روشتة لو تسمحوا لي. ثم أصبحت مستشارا لمنطقة الجنوب، وخاصة محافظة سوهاج صعيد مصر، حيث انتم كلكم عارفين ان فخامة الرئيس السيسي حاطط حاجة اسمها مثلث التنمية، المثلث الذهبي في جنوب مصر. هي محافظة سوهاج من ضمن المحافظات الجنوبية الهامة اللي فيها آثار وفيها إن شاء الله هيكون تنمية كبيرة. فأصبحت مستشار هذه المحافظة، وطبعا بتشرف إني كنت من أول المتحدثين في مؤتمر هام جدا وغالي جدا على قلبي. مؤتمر كان معمول لتأسيس جمعية سيدات الأعمال البحرين. والحقيقة البحرين ومجلس سيدات أعمال البحرين قد ايه، وبحيي البورد ونحييهم كلنا مع بعض، قد ايه غاليين علينا، وقد ايه هم نموذج مشرف من رئيسه يعني استاذه فريال اللي بنتباهى ونفتخر بيها، استاذه فيكي، استاذه فاطمه ديلاور، والباقيين اللي انا ما اعرفش اساميهم بس شفت نشاطهم. احلام جناحي طبعا الرئيسه احلام جناحي، معلش سامحوني كلمه مش مكتوبه لكن بقولها من القلب، من النشاط اللي انا شفته يا احلام ليكي امبارح الحقيقه، ولكل العضوات حسيت ان نجاح مش نجاح فرد، نجاح تيم ورك. تيم ورك، نجاح مجموعه، كلكم ناجحين وكلكم مشرفات للمراه العربيه، ورفعتوا راسنا وشرفتونا امام الاعلام والغرب وشرق اسيا وامريكا والدول العالم. ثبتوا ان المراه البحرينيه فعلا قيمه وقامه. بحييكم وبشكركم لانكم كلكم شرفتونا ورفعتونا جميعا بوجودنا معاكم، فكل التحيه من كل قلبي. اما عن نفسي بقى هكلمكم بسرعه. انا الحقيقه معايا ورق كتير وحاجات مكتوبه، حاسه انها هتلخبطني، فاسمحوا لي مش هقرا من الورق، هقول كلمه من القلب. اما عن حكايتي مع الصناعه، انا والدي من كبار المصنعين الله يرحمه. بدات مصنعنا سنه 1975. كنا مصنع صغير جدا، كان عندنا 20 مهندس وموظف و10 عمال. ابتدينا كان عندنا مصنع منظفات صناعيه اسمه TCL للمنظفات الصناعيه والمطهرات والمعقمات. كويس قوي المصنع ده. كنا بنعمل وبنشتغل وما شاء الله كان مكسبنا عالي جدا، رغم انها كانت صناعه صغيره بنشتغل مع فنادق ومستشفيات ومباني حكوميه، كنا بنكسب كويس قوي. انتوا عارفين شغل الكيماويات بيكسب، بتروكيميكالز بتكسب، لدرجه احدى الوزراء اللي بيشتغلوا في حاجه اخطر من المخدرات بتكسب كويس قوي. كانوا فعلا دي كانت حقيقه وواقع. لغايه لما مره كنت بقرا كتاب وسمعت عن حاجه وكان لي علاقه بالوزيره ناديه مكرم عبيد في مصر، كانت وزيره البيئه. سمعت عن البيئه حاجة اسمها الإدارة البيئية المتكاملة، الصناعات البيئية، التلوث، انتشار السرطانات. قلبي وجعني. رحت لوالدي قلت له ايه موضوع السرطانز والكانسر وبتاع، وبيتهموا الكيماويات واحنا معقولة ايه ده؟ المهم طلبت وسافرت ألمانيا، خدت كورس. انا ما عنديش اخوات على فكرة، لا اخت ولا اخ ولا حد، انا وحيد. والدي كان بيدلعني شوية، قال لي خلاص وافق لي. سافرت ألمانيا، عملت دراسة بسيطة هناك، خدت كورس. رجعت متحولة. رجعت حاولت اقنع والدي واشرح لهم قد ايه الكيماويات التقليديه اللي احنا بنشتغل بيها دي فعلا بنحقق مكاسب، لكن حقيقه قد ايه احنا بنأذي الانسانيه. ومع الاسف لغايه يومنا هذا كم من الشركات العالميه والمحليه والاقليميه بتشتغل بالكيماويات التقليديه. عايزه اقول لكم لما عرفت ده انا خفت، لان حسيت قد ايه ده خطر على صحه العاملين، رجالتنا وناسنا واهلنا بيشتغلوا في مصانعنا، وعلى العملاء بتوعنا اللي احنا بنكسب منهم كتير. فرجعت والحمد لله نجحت في اقناع والدي بتغيير العدد كبير جدا من مدخلات الانتاج، لتحويلها من كيماويات تقليديه لكيماويات صديقه للبيئه، واضافه ميكنه خاصه لهذا الغرض. والحمد لله طبعا كان عدوي الرئيسي المدير المالي، كان بيقول له المدام دي داخله هتخرب الشركه، هتقفل المصنع، هي ايه الافكار دي ما عندهاش فكره عن الصناعه، دي فاشله. وكان دايما والدي كان يضحك يقول له لا اسيبها، هي اكيد عارفه بتعملها، بتراعي ربنا في شغلها، فاكيد بتعمل حاجه صح. كنا بننتج المنتج مثلا بيكلفنا 5 جنيه، كنا بنبيعه ب 30 جنيه. انتوا متخيلين المكسب كان نسبته قد ايه؟ كان حاجه فظيعه، كيميكالز كده. لما انا رجعت من المانيا واستخدام كيماويات صديقه للبيئه، انتوا عارفين ده معناه ايه؟ كانت التكلفه ممكن تبقى 20 جنيه ونبيعها ب 23 جنيه، ب 25 جنيه ماكسيموم، لانك محكومين بسعر سوق. لكن اصريت وابتديت اشتغل بجديه وبقوه كبيره جدا على الفكر ده، الى ان الحمد لله نجح مصنعنا في الحصول على شهاده الايزو للجوده، ودي كانت بسيطه، لكن حصلنا على الايزو ل 14001، وده معنى كبير جدا. مراعاه البعد البيئي في الكيميكال الموضوع مش سهل. ثم الاسس 18001 الصحه والسلامه. على فكره يا جماعه احنا بنسمع موضوع البيئه والانفايرمنت حاجه بعيده عننا يا جماعه، ده اوزون وخرم اوزون وما اعرفش ايه كلام كبير. لا، دي صحتي وصحتك، صحه ولادي وولادك، مستقبل بكره بتاع بلادنا، رقينا قدام العالم، امكانياتنا للتصدير وفتح اسواق، وان احنا نقول منتج العربي منتج عالمي. والحمد لله بفضل ربنا بعد المجهود اللي اتعمل ده على مدار السنين وتغيير الكونسبت، اصبحنا الوحيدين واصبحنا رواد في المنظفات الصناعيه كتي سي ال وصداقه البيئه بتعمل بهذا السيستم. ونجحنا بالحصول على في 2015 على درع اوروبا للكواليتي والتكنولوجي، واصبح عدد عمالنا في مصانعنا وصلنا لان نكون 3400 عامل ومهندس ودكتور واستشاري. عايزه اقول لكم مسؤوليه كبيره، فتحنا عده مصانع، طبعا فتح مصر الاساس في السويس في جبل عتاقه، وده كان من الاسباب اللي يمكن اختاروني كنقيب للصناعيين. وفاتحين في القصيص في دبي، وابني هو اللي بيدير هذه المصانع في الامارات. مصنع بويات ودهانات ايضا صديقه للبيئه في مدينه العاشر من رمضان. والحمد لله الصناعه عشق، اللي بيحب الصناعه ويجود فيها لازم يكون بيحبها، لازم يحط اهداف. انا هقول باختصار عشان ما اطولش عليكم. روشيتا انا مشيت عليها ومقتنعه ان هي كانت ليها دور كبير في حياتي ومن اسباب نجاحي. اولا ان اي حد عايز يشتغل في قطاع الصناعه او في شركه او ياسس شركه لازم يكون عنده هدف، وهدف واضح، وعنده رؤيه وفيجن، عايز ايه بالظبط من الدنيا وهيشتغلها ازاي. تالت حاجه ان ينتمي. قبل ما انا كصاحبه عمل اطلب من موظفيني وعمالي ان ينتموا ليا، لازم انا انتمي ليهم، نحبهم، نخاف عليهم، نشتغل بانتماء فعلا للزملاء اللي بيشتغلوا معانا. وبالتالي زي النظريه اليابانيه يشعرون بان العاملين داخل هذه المؤسسات والشركات هم جزء من اصحاب المصنع، جزء من هذه الشركه، ما هماش مجرد عاملين لنجاح هذا العمل او لنجاح صاحب العمل. في وجهه نظر الكل بيشتغل عند مع اي شركه، هم احنا بنشتغل ونتعب هم بيكسبوا، لا، احنا كلنا بنشتغل مع بعض عشان كلنا نكبر وننجح مع بعض. فكره التيم ورك. وخلاصه الكلام ده في الاخر في حاجه مهمه جدا في روشيتا بتقول ان احنا نراعي ربنا في شغلنا، في عملنا، نراعي ربنا في عمالنا، ونهتم جدا بالمسؤولية الاجتماعية للشركات. corporate community responsibility مهمة جدا. فإذا كان الصناعة والتجارة طريقنا، فالمسؤولية الاجتماعية هدفنا. يا رب كلنا نطبق الفكر ده. ولو أي حد عايز أي سؤال أو أي حاجة مني، أنا مع الأسف هضطر أمشي دلوقتي في موعد مع صاحب السمو الشيخ خليفة. لما هرجع بعد ساعة وأكون تحت أمركم. لو في أي سؤال، أنا من داعمي ومن محبي الصناعة، لأن الصناعة عشق. فأنا تحت أمركم، وشكرا جدا لإتاحة هذه الفرصة. شكرا للمنصة الكريمة، شكرا للضيوف، شكرا لزميلاتي الأعزاء من الاتحاد. وكل التحية نحيي كلنا بورد مجلس سيدات الأعمال البحرين، نحييه من القلب. أنا سعدت وتشرفت بإني تعرفت عليهم. ألف شكر.
شكرا دكتورة هدى، شكرا جزيلا لهذه المشاركة. والآن عندنا روشتة كلنا حنتبعها بمشيئة رب العالمين. شكرا لك دكتورة، موفقة. الآن حننتقل إلى سيدة أعمال أخرى مميزة تعمل في قطاع غير تقليدي، السكيورتي والبروبرتي ديفلوبمنت. امرأة تلقب بالمرأة الحديدية، امرأة تدير شركات ومصانع موظفين بعدد 15,000 موظف. امرأة أترك الفيديو أمامنا للتعريف بدورها في والسيرة الذاتية لها، فلتتفضل. نقدر can we start the video please? Thank you.
Datuk Wira Dr. Mazna Hamid, Executive Chairman of Securiforce, is a dynamic and prominent woman entrepreneur to succeed. She has led Securiforce for 35 years to become the largest security company in Malaysia, successfully competing with more than 300 other companies of its kind. In an era of globalization, with Securiforce still active, she has expanded her empire to the international level by establishing Securiforce Logistics that offers transportation cargo by air, sea and land. Securiforce offers a wide range of quality services and packages, offering complete and total security to customers, pioneering the concept of total security. Most encouraging is the latest security technology and inventions produced locally by Securiforce itself. Securiforce also has operations in Singapore, Bangkok, China, Hong Kong, Korea, Turkey and Germany. Datuk Mazna Hamid leads nearly 6,000 staff who are competent and experienced and heads about 65 branches in almost every corner of the state. With the diligence and intelligence to lead the company, now Securiforce has several other growing subsidiaries, including late lucrative property developer in Bandar Tun Razak Cheras. Because of a huge interest in development, she founded MMC, Mazna Motivational Center, which serves to organize entrepreneurship and human development programs. Through these programs, she would like to raise the spirit of entrepreneurship in every human being. With the features of the existing leadership and entrepreneurship, she was invited to introduce the motivational program on TV3 in 1990. Her emergence, prevalent in the local and international media, has increased her popularity as a public figure and a respected entrepreneur. Datuk Mazna Hamid was also active in publications, including Motivation 3K Pursuit of Success, as a means for her to share her experience and help more individuals who want to improve their lives. Now, this book is also available in a Chinese version. She is also a woman who is very active in associations, of which currently she holds various key positions in business organizations and associations. In the pursuit of excellence, she has been bestowed with many awards for charity contributions. Besides hard work and success, she also shines in her role as a wife and a mother of 5 children. For her, the family is the main catalyst for success and inspiration. Without further ado, please welcome the Iron Lady of Malaysia.
You want to dance? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very happy morning. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Great. First of all, I would like to thank you so much to, first of all, our Dr. Elham, our moderator, and all my colleagues here, all the very successful lady, and also the president getting very busy, the president and Madam Farrell, and all committee members, and also my most beloved ambassador, Datuk Shahizan. Can we stand up? I'm very happy and honored to be here with you all. And my story would be, they call me Iron Lady, not for nothing, because I have about 17,000 men, and every morning they salute at me. That's why I'm becoming a bigger body. And it's not so easy. So today I would like to share with you and inspire you how, from my topic is only from zero to hero, because I'm not that rich like Bahrain, but I think Bahrain, all people are rich here, or Arabs people are rich. We came from poor background, from farmers. But I want it so badly to be successful, to be rich, and to be happy, successful. I want it all. And I want it so badly enough that I'm willing to suffer for almost 10, 15 years. Yeah, that's what I want to share with you. But first of all, let me see who are the entrepreneur now, a very successful international entrepreneur here. Can I see the hand? Yes, Farrell, yes, please. Still struggling to go abroad? Yeah, to be successful? Okay, I wish after this we will network, because I saw so lovely people from Bahrain and all over, I met all over, to network together, because my business now is all over the world, especially to China, Hong Kong, Shanghai, that part. And I used to be the vice president of Women World, and I've been to all over. And I know it's not, it's not that difficult, but you must know how. Let me put it this way, security force. My history and story. My background was from communication. I came from not a rich people like you. When I was 5 years old, my parents got divorced, so I understand about divorce problems, about single mother. So I'm the president of women, single mother, poor woman, because now that we have everything, we have to give zakat, everything. But somehow or other, my grandmother raised me, so we're a very religious person. He said, if you fail your exam, you're going to be married to the ustad, to the imam. Wow. So, very old-fashioned thinking, very religious. We are Muslim. In my country also, it's not easy for a woman to be like me to come up to the higher levels. But somehow or other, I have a mentor. Somebody mentioned about mentor, mentee yesterday. I understand about that, yeah. And I had a very great mentor, a Peace Corps teacher. English teacher, he said, Masna, this is not your place. You are so good, so great. I think it just brag about me. You should go to London, you should go to US, and this is not your place. You cannot grow here. So you better, after my Cambridge, senior Cambridge, I ran away. Today is the final exam. I ran away that night, tomorrow morning. So I went to Kuala Lumpur to study about business because I want to be rich. I want to have lots of money and successful. And I want also to have a good marriage. Everything is good. So I think it's not impossible. So a lady in the men's world, it did not make any easier. It is not the, you want badly enough, I have so many, but we have only 15 minutes. I cannot share. But I want to tell you, business is a war. Business is really a war. Do you have that slide? And what is your strategy to win? What is your strategy to win? I am very good with strategies because men, or do you have a winning strategy? That's why I'm teaching at 8 universities, entrepreneurship as a career. And I want women to be richer than men. Sorry. I'm so sorry. As for me, my husband, my business partner, life partner, and sleeping partner, bedroom to boardroom to bathroom, for 37 years. It's not easy when your husband is your business partner, but I think he's a chartered accountant and I'm a good business person, very enterprising. So I think, but somehow or other, I'm very good at selling myself, and I'm quite known in my country. So I make lots of money. He's an accountant. He accounts by everything under my name. 60% of my companies is under me. Give the man 20% will do, So you have to be smart, outsmart the man also. Otherwise, I think it's not easy for me to move around. But the next question is that I have to go fast. I would love to do workshop with you. What it takes to be successful entrepreneur and a lady. Okay. Number one, people say, oh, Dato', I don't have MBA. I don't have PhD. I don't know what it takes to be successful entrepreneur. We must know what is the qualification. What are the qualifications to be entrepreneur? Anyone? Oh, we don't have the time. We must do a workshop. Okay, as for me, if you don't have MBA, PhD, high IQ. As for me, from my 35 years of experience, number one, if you must have MMC, Master of Common Sense, if you don't have MBA. Okay, Master of Common Sense, very good. If you don't have MBA, and you must have BSS. If you don't have BA, never mind, you must have BSS, Bachelor of Street Smarts. You agree with me? And you must have people skills, people skill, entrepreneurial skills, and also the energy level, the aura. If I have the time, I want to energize you. How do you breathe? Because my business open 24 hours, 7 days a week. I work 14 hours until today, and I am 59, 60, but I feel so young sometimes, at night, especially at night. So you must know how to energize yourself. Even breathing exercise, you must do it 20 times a day. So you will never feel bad, down. If your husband did something bad to you, you better learn how to, make yourself happy. So anyway, the qualification again. Great interpersonal skills, and also you must have 80% emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. 20% EQ will do. And you must have habits, $1 million mindset. This is what I'm teaching at universities, and I would love to be with you. But the most important thing, you must be able to sell yourself. My principle is that you can sell anything to anyone, at any price, anywhere, if only you can sell yourself. And you must be sold before the product or service. And I am the best I think, marketeers in my company. And we started from zero. When I was 24 years old, I worked as a tutor lecturer also, communication. And I'm teaching at university, at the embassy, foreign embassy. And I'm teaching the foreigners. That's why God has answered my prayers. They put me among those successful, rich, and very intelligent people. If you want to be successful, you must be among those successful people. If you want to be intelligent, you must be among those intelligent people. And you must be, if you want to be rich, you must be among those rich people networking. Either you network or you are not working. So we have to do network. So somehow or other, one of my students, because I'm teaching them how to be a speaker, I am a public speaker, how to be a great speaker. So they said, hey, Masna, if you only a trainer, only a teacher, tutor, you cannot be rich. You must start business. You must do business. Business entrepreneurs is the only person who can be billionaire, trillionaire, whatever else. So you must start looking. So that time I don't have MBA, I don't have PhD, now I have everything. I don't have money, I don't have rich parents, and I don't have nothing. But he said, if you don't, the Chinese people, the Chinese and Korean and Japanese are my mentor. They said, if you don't have what it takes, you must see your resources. What are your resources right now? So I look around me, I saw all the rich people, they have the guard house, bodyguard, armed guard, and also the system. Wow. So that clicked my mind, and I have that idea to open up a security company. So I went to apply for the license. They laugh at me, they say, oh, you are a woman? You are so you are a lady, you want to have security industry? Because that time there was no women, 1981, there's no woman. And they say, gun and armored tracking is not a woman's game. It's not a woman's thing. You can't do that. Wow. So I was so like, but I am the person who's very, never say the attitude. Oh, my attitude, wow. My self-development, I developed myself 5 years to be strong, to be like iron, you know. Never say the attitude, never say no. So I keep going. I use my feminism to apply. And you know what? My 5 students, they are ambassador, they are the CEO of Ezon, and so what? Very rich people. They give me the contract. 5 houses, 5 embassy. I took the letter and I showed it to my government. Look, I already have the very, very successful, very big people, successful people to give me business. So you must give me a lesson. I say, okay, well, and they really helped me out because they believe in me, because I'm a very good tutor. 2 months, you will be the great speaker, the best salesperson, because I'm teaching insurance also is my line. I used to sell insurance, I used to sell everything. Sell people also sometimes. That's what I'm good at. Because sell anything at any price anyway. So you know what? At last, I pray. I asked my grandmother to pray when we went to Mecca to pray. Yes, at last I got it. The license, the first woman lady to have a license, security license. I was so young and a lot of energy. Please start when you were young, you are very energetic, you can work 20 hours. So I started with 5,000 ringgit. Your money will be, how much is that, Dato'? 500 ringgit. 500? Dinar. The first company, you always look for the first one. The biggest one is Securico. They started with 1 million, the second one is 5 million, the second one is 500,000. Myself, 500. But you know what? I have but that's very important to have a great mentor, a great people around you, and you are your aura of business, your energy level must be good. I said, trust me, give me the chance to do it well, and I will be on top of the world, because I always motivating myself. Nobody would like to motivate you. So somehow rather, after, to cut the story short, because my Dr. Elham is looking at me, I would love to spend my whole day and night with you to motivate. So somehow rather, you know what? When I started, I got married. So, you know, I don't have the money, so I have to be shifted to the squatters. Is it squatters? Squatters. Without no electricity, no water. That time I don't want to be married, but I met the right guy. Handsome, because I don't know what is love all about, because I'm so busy. My husband, my business partner now. So we got married at 79 because I want to start my business. I need partners who willing to work hard for me. So we started and we have to move out the squatter. No electricity, no water. Can you imagine? And I was accidentally pregnant because there's no electricity, no water. So there's no entertainment. That is the only entertainment. Can you imagine? The first year, oh, I have 5 children, 1 husband. They also no time to do. 6 grandsons. Very wonderful children. But anyway, somehow or other, I deliver, you know, there's no money to pay for the guard, so I have to be guard, I have to be bodyguard. My husband is the patrolling officer. We sold our car because we don't have money. And the bank will never loan you. They never lend to anyone poor. When I'm rich, everybody wants to lend me the money. What is that? Is there any banker here? I'm angry with the banker, you know. But anyway, it's a blessing in disguise because I never had any loan. I became very strong. Iron Lady is when you gone through a lot of hardship, a lot of triumph, a lot of setback. I don't know, I can't tell you, but that made me stronger, make me a better Muslim. I pray day and night, and then to make the matter worse, pregnancy. Another 4 months after gave birth, I pregnant another one because accident again, no electricity. You know, my job, I bring up the children every year. Yeah, because of the darkness. Okay, somehow or other, 5 children, 6 grandsons. Husband, only 1 husband. That one is one husband, my business partner, but he's a very good husband. I'm so lucky. Yeah? Oh, still, oh my God. I hope that is the only one I will have. But it's not easy for the person like me, but I'm very good at weakening men. You must learn from me. Yes? Darling, yes. Oh, I can only have 1 because we are so busy. Oh, you have how many husbands do you have? No, you know what? Darling, in my country, if you are rich, you can have 3 or 4. Oh. A lady can only have 1. But no.
Dr. Mizna.
Okay.
Can we conclude it?
Okay.
And keep the question. We can keep the question to the later, please. Can you close up, please?
Okay, darling. Lastly, please, I would like to say this. No matter who you are, where are you now? You must start stretching yourself. Learn the spirit of entrepreneurship. Strengthen yourself, stretching, and then you must grow. Self-development. I am really believe in you have to develop yourself, your mind, and I tell you, and I'm here to be your mentor if you want. If you want to follow me to Southeast Asia, and I'm very happy to see you afterward. My ambassador also here. And together, the Bahrain people, very nice people here, very beautiful and slim, not like me. I would love to talk to the president and all. Okay, lastly, I would say be strong, be dynamic, be positive, be energetic, and be the person you were meant to be. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Oh, you have my card and my Nia. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mizna. Now we feel so safe tonight. And I love one of your saying. You always say the main capital in business, is yourself. That's one of her saying. Now we will transfer to another strong lady, سيدة أعمال مميزة، سيدة أعمال تعمل في قطاع واعد وينمو نمواً سريعاً، وستكون لمشاركة المرأة في تأثير اقتصادي كبير، المعروف بالقطاع الصحي. ستشاركنا اليوم زميلة من تركيا من أنقرة، تجربتها تعمل حالياً كرئيس تنفيذي لمجموعة جوفن، والتي تستثمر في القطاع الصحي وتدير مستشفى ومركز صحي في أنقرة. لها مساهمات ومشاركات في عدد من مجالس الإدارة في الجمعيات والمؤسسات. Ms. Bunu, the floor is yours.
Hospitals, and just one of them's founder was woman, and only one of them is still being managed by women, and that hospital is the one which has been operated for the last 43 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right. Now, let us start. Women had really gone a tough journey throughout the history. Because of their healing powers, they were associated with supreme powers and wisdom back in the ancient times. They passed this wisdom through generation to generation. With the empowerment of the church in Western cultures, women became a threat, and they were labeled as evil powers and to having sorceries. So witch hunts started, as you know. In Eastern culture, that was not the case. But because of agricultural and industrial revolutions, manpower became more important. So hence, the woman's voice was silenced for a very, very long time. After that era, we see women as midwives, as nurses, as barbers and barber surgeons, as herbalists throughout time. Then wars began. With the wars, the number of men declined, so there was a need, an urge for women to take some in deciding roles. So it is so hard to talk, and so it was when we come to 1890s, first graduated woman as a physician was Dr. Blackwell. She was a pioneer for women to open up this sector. And after that, we see lots of women who were pioneers for the medical industry. For instance, Madame Curie. She, as you know, her findings about radioactivity now enabled nuclear medicine to evolve. Now cancer treatments, cancer's diagnosis and treatments can be done because of her findings. And we can multiply all these women's achievements, we can diversify them. When we come to the last decade, the medical industry observed that 60% of healthcare decisions were made by women. Which hospital to go, which doctor to go, which technique to be applied. So of course the industry couldn't stay blind to these facts, and they started to hire women as managers, as leaders, as visionaries. Now when we come to today, 18% of hospital CEOs are women. 4% of medical industry CEOs are women. So our journey, we were witches and we become scientists. We were caregivers and we became deciders. We were employees and we became leaders, visionaries. I want to take you a little journey on how the future of healthcare services will be. The diagnoses and treatments will be done with those wearables. There will be a load of medical data which will be shared not only by healthcare providers but also with the patients. Patients will be the integral part of their health decision processes. They will have their medical data all the way through. They won't go to the hospitals for appointments. Through telemedicine systems, they will have their interviews at home. Traceability systems document activities go along with patients' pathways. New advances in web technology provide powerful tools for online information retrievals. Follow-ups will be done through technology. So, as short, there is a mind-blowing technology coming up. So we, as visionaries, as leaders, have to think how to adapt our organizations to this new technological advancements. And the physicians' workload will be organized by technology. Their time will be spared, patients' time will be spared. I think this gives you a brief journey how the future of healthcare will be. And there's a second extraordinary advancement coming through. IBM has launched 2-3 years ago artificial intellect, a computer which understands your mother tongue, which generates and evaluates all the data, which adapts and learns, which asks, discovers, decides, which has the cognitive understanding, if you will. It is like science fiction movies, it's so threatening. But as visionaries, we are thinking how we are going to use this technology in our mainstreams. Are we going to, we as Güven, my company, has a strategic partnership with IBM now. We are trying to form the future of healthcare with Watson. Will it be a second center, second opinion center? Will it be used to facilitate physicians' documentations? We will see in the future. You know, some 20 years ago, I was talking about paperless hospitals in the big conventions, and they were laughing at me. Some 10 years ago, I was talking about hospitals without doctors, with robotic surgeries and so on. Now, I am talking about hospitals without patients. This will be our new modality that I will going to prolong in very short time. Now, I've talked about the technology to you, but a leader cannot close their eyes to the trends. Now, we have so many workloads. We are unsatisfied, unhappy people because we are urged to consume more. To consume more, we have to work more. That overload of information makes us crazy, dizzy, confused, and it is against our nature. So, we are searching our souls. We are going back. Our trend as a human is going back to go to nature. Every one of you, you want to close this telephones and so on. So we want to go back to nature. We want to purify, simplify our lives. So we go back to the ancient wisdoms, the energy studies, the homeopathic techniques, the naturopathy. And you know, some of the big universities in States and in Europe opened up their integral medicine departments. They want to use this wisdom as an integral part of their companies. Now my vision is to use technology. When the healing is concerned, well-being, it's not only the body. Technology will prevail us to heal our body, but what about our souls and minds? That kind of wisdom will be used to heal our soul and mind. So 360 degrees healing will be in the near future's new age healing system. And the doctors maybe turn out to be healers in a decade or some decades from now on. This is the chapter why I am here. I am sorry if I cry, because you will see why. The company that I work for has been established some 43 years ago. It was a very little hospital in Turkey, 3 beds, 20 personnel, what we called a hotel hospital. There were no full-time physicians. The physicians who had private consulting offices was coming and having their operations. I want to have a little bit understanding how we came up with the hospital. My mom and dad were the founders. They were both physicians. You know, my family's men are very handsome, and they are hovarda ne demek? They are very handsome, so they have to be controlled. And my mom was a very smart visionary. She knew that her husband mustn't have any money in his pocket. So she urged him to invest his money to this hospital. And she was very young, she was 28 years old. Because my father wanted to go on with his career in the university and be a member of the parliament, my mom, at the age of 26, said, okay, I'm going to take my 2 daughters, 2 years old and 4 years old ones, change city and invested to this hospital. Our story began with my mom's trying to protect her nest, actually. And when she passed away at the age of 63, she enabled such a company, she left such a trademark to her nation. We expanded our hospital to 20,000 meters square with 150 beds and 800 personnel. They both passed away, by the way. You know what she had done? She was a leader, a visionary. At 1980s, there were just 50 hospitals in Turkey, 50, 60 hospitals in Turkey. She went to the government and said, okay, look, you have so many waiting lines when microsurgery, cardiovascular surgery is concerned. So 2 years, a patient has to wait 2 years. I am going to give this service to you with state-of-art technology and team. I'm okay with the money that the public sector reimbursement is okay for me, she said. So she started, the first time in nation's history, she started public and private sector agreement. So what happened? Because of the tremendous success that Güven proposed, government decided to enlarge this application. So after Güven, lots of hospitals started to emerge in Turkey, and in 20 years, Number of private hospitals doubled, increased 6 times more. A second advancement that she has done, you know, at 1990s, a package came to our home, a big one. She said, we said, what is this? She said, it is called computer. What are we going to do, she said. And my father was very angry to her because he said, okay, it's a new toy for you. No, she said, I am going to build up an information system for the hospital. First accounting, we started with accounting, and then medical recording. Now we have the far most important successful integrated system at Turkey with her story. And after that, we started, it was a family enterprise, but going bigger and bigger every day. So me and my mom were discussing how are we going to make this company an institutionalize. We worked, we analyzed, and we said, okay, we have to be accredited. Some 10 years, 15 years ago, we decided that we are going to be accredited from Joint Commission America. It was a 4-year hard work. She patronized all the process. But her life was not enough. She couldn't see that we were certified. She passed away. What happened? We were the first to be accredited. After that, chain hospitals followed us. So Turkish medical processes were respected at international arena. And then we started medical tourism. Now the nation has $3 million investing. My mom knew from the very first moment that if someone would be near a patient, all the process from check-in to check-out, time will be saved and satisfaction will be up. So she started patient representative system. And now in Turkey, it is a formal occupation. Medical representatives and medical accountants. She knew that excellence came through repetition. So she sent so many nurses abroad for further specialization. And Ministry of Health, after 5 years' time, Ministry of Health analyzed that this works in a tremendous way, so they started certificate programs, further specialization certificate programs in the nation. She was the founders of so many associations at Turkey. Now when they passed away, still the company has been managed exclusively by women. It's like an Amazon team, you know. Me and my sister, our general manager is a doctor, our chief physician, and after their passing away, we started so many things in the hospital. We started transplantation, we started radio-oncology, psychology, psychiatry department, and so on. So many advancements were done. But neurovascular imaging and so on. And now, back to the second chapter. In my opinion, healing the body, the acute problems will be never enough to heal one person. Further advancements must be made. Holistic approach has to be integrated to this wisdom. So, we came with a new understanding. We built a campus in Ankara, which is the first one in Turkey, maybe the first one in the world, I don't know. In that campus, we have geriatric clinics, we have lots of multidisciplinary functions integrated together. We have geriatric clinics, we have detox center, we have a sports center, we have a medical center, we have a all the integrated parts are within this campus. So what we aim to analyze the holistic approach in an evidence-based facts. We want to seize the outcomes of the patients, analyze them, and if there is a well-being after that, we will prolong it in scientific arenas and see if it will be an integral part of orthodox medicine. This is our dream. It is a first in the world. We will see, and we have two strategic partnerships. One with Turkcell, the most successful telecommunication company in Turkey, and with IBM. We are designing the wearables, we are designing the second opinion centers, and we will see all together what will happen. So as a second generation, we will see if we are the visionaries or delusioners. There's a very fine line in between, so time will show, but I know that we are the dreamers. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. You are the visionary. I mean, we already got the energy to see something that is incredible, and as we all know, the health sector is just opening their arms for a new version, and women will have a large share of it for sure. Thank you for this inspiring speech. شكرا على هذه المشاركة الممتعة. والآن بعد أن أصغينا لمشاركات من قطاع البتروكيميائيات وقطاع الأمن والقطاع الصحي، ستشاركنا رئيس تنفيذي لشركة سيمي كوندكتور من روسيا. تجربتها في هذا القطاع تجربة هامة، وقد تركت ابنها الصغير عمره 2 عام لمشاركتنا في هذه الجلسة، فنتطلع إلى الإصغاء لمشاركتها. تفضلي.
Dear all, first of all, let me thank you for this great opportunity to stay in this beautiful country, in this beautiful place, and with so beautiful ladies. Many thank you. I am lucky to represent here a Russian company. In Russian as well as worldwide, women are on the president corporate board of director, and quite few of them ever make to the level of CEO. This is especially true for our semiconductor industry. And in particular, about 8% of managers are women. Many of them find it difficult to sustain their leadership position in companies after taking breaks for work to attend their families. However, more and more companies in high-tech sector realize that having women on board of director may give them unique competitive advantage. What is that sets women apart and enable them to bring value of high-tech industry such as semiconductor? If we briefly look to the industry, we see that it's a lot of money to invest in this sector, and it's very we have a very short time for develop a new product and time to market. And you think that I remember our experience that you develop the product during about, for example, 2 years, and all this time you stay in big really stress because you are not sure that you give result, but you need to believe in this result, and you must to give your help to your team. And When a company faces constant change and many unexpected and challenging problem, it's intelligence skills that become very critical for successful team leadership. The basic IQ skills is as long as you're able to understand yourself and recognize your emotions, you can control them and choose how to react a stressful situation. Other emotional intelligence skills such as empathy is any ability to understand other people, enable effective conflict management and influence and leadership. This is most essential is if you have to lead a team through trouble and to time until success product launch. This probably why we recently see more women on boards of director in semiconductor industry. You know that it was funny story. Last summer I was participating in an executive dinner of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation, and CEO of TSMC Europe, Maria Merced, a fantastic woman, and she opened executive dinner for CEO and said, okay, dear gentlemen, really, now I can say gentlemen and lady, because I was alone, a lady, apart from herself. And the situations change. It's good news, I think. A little bit about my company. I am still our company called Baikal Electronics, and it was founded in 2012 in Russia. And despite of great challenges that I described above, our company grew from a small startup to the best chip maker team in Russia and one of the strongest in Europe. And last year we successfully launched our first system on chip, Baikal T1, which was nominated for the government and national awards. And we became to the first semiconductor design house in the world to bring newest processors core with MIPS architecture to silicon. Our product attracted a lot of attention from network and IoT equipment manufacturers during recent Mobile World Congress and Embedded World Show in Europe. Thank you for its unique security features, low energy consumption and high performance. Our next step is develop of CPU for PC, for different kind of server and energy and different kind IT equipment. We are owned by a Russian private IT company and with investment coming also from Rusnano, the Russian very famous fund. But now we are open for foreign investment too. And so as well we can see that women actually can make in the top of high-tech industry and bring company to success. We must believe it ourselves, contain self-confidence and support each other on our way to leadership. We believe our impact can make corporations more adaptive to rapid change and more comfortable place to work as that for highly talented professionals. Let us work together for this better world. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for your participation and your valuable speech. الآن ندير الجلسة للمشاركات. في أسئلة من الجمهور يحبون يسألونها. Please.
Good morning, everyone. I'll just briefly introduce myself and then I'll ask my question. My name is Dania Dawood. I'm a senior banker at Credit Suisse, based in Dubai. And through our Dubai office, we service the region. meaning the Gulf region and also EMEA, which also includes Turkey. Now, my question is addressed to Ms. Banu. What an inspirational story to start with. The medical technology and investments in the world of technology in hospitals and medical equipment has always been of an interest for Credit Suisse, and we have partnered with a lot of companies all over, be it in the States, IBM, in Europe, obviously where our base is, and in the region, to help clients in the medical sector and the medical technology specifically grow. Now, my question is, and we can take this further offline later on. My question is, research and development is obviously a key subject to you and to grow your business. What kind of investments have you done? I understand in the past how the business started, but going forward, as you just mentioned, having such a strong vision, what kind of investment plans have you done to grow? And did you consider going public in the international market? And again, we can take this offline later on. We have helped a lot of companies go public, and they have been quite successful. Thank you.
Is how to invest on technology. In our scientific committee decides it. We see if that investment must either shorten the time spent in the hospital, or either it has to fasten the diagnosis or treatment process. It has to be evidence-based facts for us to invest in an. For instance, robotic surgery was as you know, in the sector, but the field just it is successful in very limited areas. So for a private hospital to invest 2-3 million euros to that robotic surgery, is it a wise thing to do, or do you have to wait for some time foresee the outcome? So it depends on branch to branch. We have more than 50 medical branches within the hospital. Now we are 1,500 personnel working in my family, big family. So we analyze academically what will be the future. But this artificial intelligence, we have an R&D, research and development department, in which we take some risks like Watson. It depends on, we will talk afterwards with you.
We can see that we created a business opportunity now. Okay, moving to next, please.
Good morning, ladies. My name is Slauzi Mohami, all the way from South Africa. My question would be to very inspirational Dr. Muzna. When you were speaking, before I ask my question, I just really want to thank you for that most absolutely incredible, awesome. I listened to you and it was like my own story, except in the Christian version and in African version of it. I run a company, I had a company that is 70% women controlled, it's an investment company, and 30% men. Of course, men who don't have a problem by being led by women. Where everything within those women, from energy to agribusiness. Actually, 2 days after I leave here, I leave for Moscow because I had an agribusiness within the BRICS Business Council. I need to find out, I mean, after listening to you, with probably, you know, the world is, as they say, is an oyster, but there's perceptions. I just came from Saudi Arabia with my president who was there a day ago. And coming back here and listening to an absolutely incredible woman like you is, how often do you have these workshops and do you extend to Africa? Of course, I'm going to extend an invitation. We're launching Ladies in the Frontline in South Africa. beautiful country in summer, in August, and we would love to have you there. But are you extended, and is the Middle East, utilizing you, especially for empowering women? Because they are absolutely, I'm discovering incredible women in here, some of whom don't actually know just how absolutely phenomenal they are. So how widespread are you in terms of helping women inspire and motivate? Thank you.
Thank you. What is your name again, lady?
Slauzy, Slauzy.
What is that? Again, sorry. Your nickname.
No, it's my name. It actually means prediction. It's four African names in one.
Tonight we can sleep together.
Thank you.
Get my aura. Yeah? Okay, actually, now, just now I don't have a chance to explain. First of all, I told you from zero. So you know what? My strategy was how do you want people to get to know you? So for past 10 years, I've been, working day and night. But you know what? I work 18 or 20 hours. But the best part is that your system, your thinking system, your nervous system, everything must be in a state of, but I forgot about life, But somehow or other, to tell you the truth, as a lady in the men's world, you must, first of all, you must sell yourself. My past 10 years, I started in 1990, 10 years I think. I received an award of the most extraordinary lady beating 500 men. Give me a clap a bit, give me inspiration. So lady, after that I am sold. I am on TV. The TV station put me as a lady. That was 1990. There was so many, not many ladies. So I was on TV every week, 7-station radio. This is how the woman should be working. So I was all over the place, the newspaper, the media. I have about so many things here I want to share with you. That's how the lady should be doing. And you know what? I am very good with the government. With the government, with the king. I'm on the board of my king. So, I taught how to be successful in the men's world, how to be tough, and then I train them, motivate them. Also, I am the mentor to many women and also men. And I'm teaching at 10 universities, entrepreneurship as a career, and I'm coaching. And I am on the board of so many, as the chairman, they put me as a chairman. After that, I'm sold. So they put me a chairman of Haji, pilgrimage, whatever, so many things. Investment house. Yeah? Yes. And you are on top of the world. And the banks start coming to me. They offer me billions of ringgit. Bank love rich people. I think a good, successful person. So on top of that, I never forget my poor people. All my money. I'm very good salesperson. I sell everything. So the money goes to the poor. We have. I lead about 10 charitable orphanage, and then also home for the aged and the poor. That's why Bahrain is good for that. I love what the Queen was telling me. She is the mother to many ladies. So somehow or other, hello ladies, I just want to tell you how you have to really network with the government, with all the ministers. I'm very good with the ministers, with my king, with the CEOs. And you know what? You must have what it takes. What is in it for them? So as for me, I am a trainer to the government top level. Before you became Secretary General, you became Minister, you must gone through my courses where I train you how to have a personality, build business, build acceptance, how to be internationally known, how to. On TV every week, you can see me. So I'm sold. So you know what? Due to that, I don't have to call for the tender or not, they will come to me. So the business come to you just like that. And somehow or other, my daughter married to the Prime Minister. So, you attract good people. So, I must be helping politically also, but I want to invite you to share with me how my ambassador is here, how we can collaborate, work together, and I want to help you. Thank you. I'll sit down with you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mizna. Thank you. I can see a lot of hands, but the time, we only have like 2 minutes.
I think it's okay because we came all the
Can
way.
you? So, I'll take, I know we have one question here we want to ask the panel. And so if you just give me, excuse me, I'll take one more question just from the panel. Please go ahead, Doctor.
I want to ask you a question. I know that every one of you are very successful businesswomen. In Turkey, we have a saying, first generation initiates the work, second generation is perceived as successful if they sustain that company, but for sure third generation will bankrupt the, it's for sure in Turkish saying. So if you are here, you are so strong, and to be a child of a strong parents is not an easy thing. So my question to you, do you prepare your second generation to go on with your work? How do you prepare them? Because if we have time later on, I will tell my story. Mine was very hard. So I want to hear maybe your stories. Yeah.
I would love to hear your story. So, I don't know, the time is finished, but I'll give 2, but please make it brief, and the answer brief. Okay? Please, go ahead.
Good morning to all the inspirational ladies. And the question which you asked is every day is a question which I ask myself. Yes, the first generation, they always put the seeds, and the second generation is going to really make the tree to grow bigger. So from my side, as a mother, I've always given the good and bad to the children to make them to understand what is business, what is the challenges, and I've made them to be with me in all the activities, whatever I participate. And even here for the B2B, with the help of Ms. Farial Nas, my daughter is in the registration counter who is greeting people. So this is how, like how doctor was saying, we need to make our children to first of all become very good interpersonal skills. If the interpersonal skills is very good, if you sell yourself properly, in future you can sell anything in the world. So that I believe, and we are really very proud to have the Iron Lady from Malaysia. Hats off to the ambassador from Malaysia also, and thanks to Farial Nas and the team to bringing all these inspirational ladies here. Thank you so much, and you had been a real inspiration. And one question to you, a very short question. As a woman, how many ladies you have made like this in your company to become in the security field? Because you are so motivational and inspirational. If you can say, maybe you can answer later, but this is the question I want to know. As a woman, how many people in your company you have made like you? Thank you very much.
Thank you. That scared me. I'm sorry. Because we can be here all day. Okay, just a number, Dr. Mizna. How many women did you inspire through your career? How many women did you get them to your stage? Number.
Ladies, I can see you. Hello, thank you so much. Very good question. I can see you after this for business clinic with coaching. Okay, I became the president and for the poor, SME, small, medium, and then but now after 20 years, I only want the billionaire, trillionaire up, grade A, grade B to go internationally. But about women, about 18,000, that make into, but 10% only really 18% into international. And I'm helping them to go around the world. And I will help you also. See me after this. Sorry.
You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. And out of respect to this session, I do
Excuse me,
apologize.
told me
أعتذر للي ما خليتهم يسألون أسئلتهم. I apologize, I really do, but I need to conclude this session. Thank you very much. I know. We can ask the question later. I know. I promised you, but I'll go back on my promise. الآن نختم جلستنا هذا الصباح بتقديم الشكر والتقدير لأعضاء جمعية سيدات الأعمال في البحرين على استضافتهم لهذا الملتقى وحفاوتهم وكرم ضيافتهم، وأشكر المشاركات في هذه الجلسة على هذا المشاركة الثرية، والشكر موصول للجمهور الذي حقيقة أثرى هذه الجلسة بتفاعله وبأسئلته. شكرا لكم جميعا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I would like to call upon the participants in this morning's session to join us on the stage for a group picture and for the honoring ceremony. To start with, Ms. Feryal Naz and Ms. Vicky would now like to honor Dr. Ilham Mansour Lidkhail, Chief Executive Officer of Ambassadors Schools and Intalaqa Schools, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Shukran jazeeran, Dr. Ilham, for moderating this amazing session. Thank you very much. And since we started the session, since the session involved the Kalashnikov, so we decided that the first person we will honor, out of being worried, of course, because of the we would like to honor Dr. Mazna Hamid, Executive Chairman, Secure Force Group, Vice President, Women World Entrepreneur Association, Board Directors Golden Hope, for the amazing story that she shared with us. Ligostareva Svetlana, CEO JSC Baikal Electronics from Moscow, Russia. We would love to have you on the stage. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you very much. Ms. Legostaeva Svetlana from Russia, thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to call also upon the stage Dr. Huda Yassa, President, Businesswomen Development Society, President, Arab Women. Mo mawjuda? Yes. And now, of course, I would like to welcome Ms. Banu Kakukel, Board Member of the Ankara Govan Hospital, Chairman Govan Kayalola Health Campus, Chairman Govan Home Care Beauty and Health Center, Board Member of Private Govan Management and Consulting from Turkey. Ms. Banu Kakukel. Ladies, thank you very much for sharing with us your success stories, something that we really cherish and learned a lot of lessons from. راح نبدأ الآن الجلسة الآتية. Moderator, of course, we will now start our next session. The moderator, of course, is Mr. Afif Barhom, Program Coordinator of ARKID, Investment Promotion Expert, UNIDO ITPO Bahrain. Mr. Barhom, please.
Thank you, Ahdiya. Before we start the Women in Technology session, I just want to remind you a little bit on the issues of logistics for the conference. This is a B2B international exhibition. The bilateral meetings are a key component of this event. So accordingly, within your bags that were distributed to you yesterday, I believe you saw something called letter of intent. These documents will help us and the organizers to do the necessary follow-up after this main event. I would like to ask Ms. Khulud Abdul Qadir from Bahrain Businesswomen Society to come and explain to you how we will do the B2B tomorrow morning from 9 to 11:30. Khulud, can you please just say a few words on how we will organize the bilateral meetings?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Tomorrow we will have the B2B sessions. It will be held from 9 to 11:30. We will have 25 tables for each and every sector. So you guys, you can have your meetings and discussions, and hopefully your deals will be done tomorrow. There will be the forms that Afif explained. This form will have like information about both companies that are having deal with each other. It's very important to have their contacts and all their details, and the sector that they are having the deals with. And we need to know estimately the investment amount, if possible. This form is very important, even if you have deal like yesterday or today. Please fill this form. You can drop it to Bilal or anybody from the registrations volunteers. They will collect these forms so we can do the follow-up with the UNIDO, because we want this business to be continued, and we want to do the follow-up and push for deals to be done. So the forms and the list of all the companies that registers as exhibitors or participants are with the guys as well. So you can grab, you can ask for these forms from me personally or Bilal, and there is other two guys. And also UNIDO stand will have these forms and the list if you need more. So hopefully tomorrow from 9 to 11:30 we will have you guys for the B2B meetings. Lots of exhibitors, they want you guys, they want to do business, so it's a good opportunity. And if you need any help, you can, regarding the B2B, you can ask us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Khulud. Now we will start the session on women in technology. Looking around the room, I'm the only guy here. A few cameramen and the IT guy. So good. So we're 5 till now. That's very good. So now I would like to introduce Dr. Ling Ling. She has a master's degree in computer engineering and a PhD in management science. She has an extensive experience in business, and she lectures at the Tongji University, as she said, in Shanghai since 1990. She has developed an entrepreneurship center based on the UNIDO modality for entrepreneurship development at the university in Shanghai. She is very active into promoting entrepreneurs, business counseling entrepreneurs in China, and she's one of our team leaders. So I will ask Dr. Ling Ling to give us a presentation. 10 minutes will be enough, please.
We have saying in China, 落尾接大瓜. That means all of you stay in this last session and the 5th session. Then you are all great. You are all smart. You can take the big fruit. So congratulations yourself. There's a mother who came from a poor family. She has no sales experience, no company, no game background, but she fighted with 47 game companies to win the bid, to provide her 45,000 educational games to 1,500 schools in China. He did this just relied on the desire to let her child play healthy game. Do you want to know her? There's a coach who can teach you how to take the pain from your body and your mind away, and how to lose your weight in 2 kilos in 1 day, and 10 kilos in 2 weeks. Help you to solve the breast problem. Do you want to know her? Yes. This is me, Ling Ling Li, professor, engineer, doctor in Tongji University, Shanghai, China. You can call me Ling Ling, exactly like the doorbell rings. Ling Ling, not too many. And Lin Lin sounds like to Zezo Zezo in Chinese. I will show you how do I teach to reset mind, being entrepreneur. Back 2010, with the help of Mr. Lee, and he works for Jennifer, you know her, works for her father. So I was so lucky to meet Dr. Hossein Hashim and his team at 52. And I learned Bahrain model. I was motivated by their love and energy. So I use the same approach to teach in my university. I create 2 lessons in my university. So because I taste their success, and you can see Huda, he always helps us a lot. I've invited a lot of successful entrepreneurs to my lesson to tell stories to students. And each semester, my opening speeches attract hundreds of students. And you can see there in the picture. And you can also see they taste success with entrepreneur. I'm a little nervous. And students come to my lesson. They learn and they do because they must organize a team and do some sales and fight with other teams from the first beginning. And you can see the team there. They won 3 times in the final competitions. So their ideas changed into products. And the left side entrepreneur, he invested more than 100 Chinese dollars to teams. And the other entrepreneur, he also financed me on research and activities. We have interviewed the famous class trainer, John Gray. Do you know him? Who is the best seller author in the world? Do you know his book? I recommend you to read. It's called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Yeah, so you know it. And we recorded his 4 days training about emotional and gender management. We also interviewed a lot of successful Chinese entrepreneurs. And here, you can see my students and I join a luxury golf club one day. And we play and we listen the success story to learn how to grow by doing healthy exercise. So this really helped. And my lessons video was sold out to universities throughout of China. I have more than thousands of fans. Most of them come from poor areas. So I feel a big responsibility to create a group. It's an online group. I call it Lin Lin Entrepreneurship Frequency Harbor. So in this harbor, all the manager teams, and they called the captain, and yeah, things like that. And they manage well, and we help them to build a base to speed up their growth. It's amazing to see your results. This girl is very talented, and he created her own design about the socks. He put 3 in one package. This is amazing. And nowadays, entrepreneurship education is very, very hot in China. Because I started earlier, there are more students. They get the support from the government. And you can see these two guys, and they have 3 stores to provide the popular escape from the room game. This is very nice. They have good business. And the other young man who likes agriculture, he sells healthy food and organizes the event for parents and kids. I was also invited a lot to some universities and business and even international forums. And this is the last year. And some of the Bahrain entrepreneurs also go to China in Xiamen. I will tell you a story. What I have done is not easy as a woman. Both my sister and brother are successful entrepreneurs. My father was so proud of them. He only noticed me after I got my PhD. Most of the time, he would ask me, Lin, how much you earned? So I was not happy at all. Even I was supported a lot by my Dutch husband and 2 lovely sons. I can't see positive things. So thanks for UNIDO teams and thanks for Bahrain model. I turned my negative energy to positive energy. And I studied many ways to balance your body and mind and to change your mental model with meditation and also acupuncture. My daddy passed away years ago. If he had known me here, speak to all of you, he would be very proud of me indeed. Thank you. My lesson is tell about the iceberg view. And the first lesson about entrepreneurship and discipline is about over the sea, marketing, leadership. And the second lesson is drive and control of entrepreneurial energy. It's about this underneath the sea. And you can, we teach how to communicate with you inside. Nowadays, it's not easy to manage your time or manage your emotion, especially when you are in bad mood. But it's powerful to manage your energy. Our lesson, my lesson, our team will tell you all the tools and concepts and games we already did successfully. Do you know 80-20 principles? principle, 80% and 20%. So you don't know what you are doing now is your 20% in the future. Yeah? But my team can tell from your birthday, from your figure, and from what you eat even.
Dr. Ling Ling, you have
Okay.
1 more minute.
Okay. And, okay. Sorry. I will skip this. If you give me 2 minutes, I can help you how to take your pain away. Yeah, okay. And thank you. Oh, wait a moment. My mission is to help others to promote their health, happiness, entrepreneurial energy. The philosophy of traditional Chinese medicine affects my way to teach. Touch the future. See the dynamic systems inside. I teach. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ling Ling, for the inspiring words. And then we will open up for a few questions at the end of the session. Allow me to call on Ms. Rasha Diwan, Marketing and Operational Manager for Microsoft. Her key focus is on image and visibility, brand localization. She oversees an operational excellence of Microsoft in country teams in Bahrain and in Oman. And I'll leave you to continue that.
مساء الخير. So the first test on whether I know anything about technology is whether I'm able to use this. I'm usually very powerful. Actually, it works. Was it you or me who put it on? Ah, it does work. Okay. So, مساء الخير. I think I'm going to have to switch to English because I don't think, I think there's a few among the audience who do not speak Arabic. Thank you very much for having me. Thanks for the organizing committee and for Afif for having me in this session. But this session is not about me. I'm happy to respond to any questions you have after the session about me. But I find that I'm always more on the listening side, especially in the audience of such amazing women who have done amazing things that I have not yet done. So I think it's a two-way street, and I get to learn a lot from you as well. So let me tell you a little bit about my bread and butter, which is technology. When I can use technology. Okay. So math, because I love math. And a quick quiz. Out of the Fortune 500 companies that existed in 1955, how many do you think still exist today? I'll just take some numbers. A little bit more. Yeah, pretty much correct. So out of those, only 11% survived and 89% are gone. Scary number for me. But the truth of the matter is the world is changing. What used to matter when about 25 or even 10 or even 5 years ago doesn't really matter that much anymore. The way that we look at things have fundamentally changed. We used to look at customers. That's the focus of any company. And now we look at brand ambassadorship. People who really speak about your brand more than you speak about it as a marketeer or somebody in the business. We used to think about organizations in terms of static hierarchies, that in order for you to get any business across with any company, you will need to get to the CEO or somebody up there in the chain who can really influence your business, which is not the case anymore, because guess what? It's a dynamic network of people that you work with, and every single element of it is connected. We used to think about information in specific chunks or have access to information in specific chunks, and right now information is open, accessible, and I dare say overabundant. And we used to think about productivity in terms of what I do in silo. How much can I perform as opposed to the work effort of the group collaboration of my colleagues and people that I work with. So much has changed in terms of how we look at business and how we think about our day-to-day operations. And it's true that the world is now a network. Inspirational companies that we all know today that are built on a business model that they do not own. Uber, the world's biggest transportation company that doesn't own a single vehicle. Facebook, the world's most popular content owner who doesn't own content. Alibaba, again, one of the most valuable retailers ever that has no inventory whatsoever. They don't own anything. Airbnb, and the list goes on. So these are the companies that are featuring nowadays. So in a typical day, and what technology can tell you today, like this beautiful lady up there, it tells her everything, from the plant that she needs to water, to the amount of emails that she got, to how many meetings that she has scheduled ahead, to the fact that the locks or whatever things that she needs to take care of from a security standpoint are taken care of. The data out there is really amazing and overwhelming. It's a matter of how much time do we have to consume this data. And what Satya says, and I quote, that what is scarce in all of this abundance is human attention. How much attention or how much time can we give to really focus on the data that's available today and make use of it for our businesses or for our future? So I'm going to focus this on small and medium enterprises, which I believe is more than present in the room today, and how technology can support you. My company spends about $9 billion a year on research and development, and the bulk of that goes on, you would think, technology research and innovations that are out there, but also a very good chunk of the investment goes on understanding the business processes and business knowledge and what matters most. And one of the areas that we've killed in research and we've commissioned to external entities like the Business Consulting Group is to understand the impact of technology on SMEs and what can technology do to change them. And for us to have a sensible outcome, we decided that the research needs to be, first of all, commissioned by an external entity, but also it goes from one country to the other. So we cannot really take SMEs in China, for example, in exclusivity, or in Bahrain, or in the US. The research goes across to cover multiple countries, multiple backgrounds, and even it goes to look at SMEs that are owned specifically by women or those that are owned by men. And we found the following, that out of the SMEs that use technology, the research has about 4,000 SMEs. So out of the sample that have used technology, they were able to grow 15 times faster than their counterparts who did not use technology. And they were able to grow jobs about a couple of times faster. The growth trends in terms of revenue, job creation, has remained consistent, whether the geography is Middle East, developed countries, developing countries, Africa. It remained consistent, and also across industries. So it doesn't matter really what kind of vertical you are focusing on, whether your business is about retail or hospitality, it doesn't matter. It really had significant implications on your growth. And also gender, as I mentioned earlier, whether the SME or the business was owned by a female or a male, remained consistently positively impacted by technology. And I'm going to leave it here for questions and answers. I don't think it is time for questions now, correct? So we'll take the questions later. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you, Rasha, very much. I would like to call on Ala. I pronounced your name correctly, Ala. Abdurrahim. She is a Bahraini young youth entrepreneur. She has been awarded by His Majesty King Hamad, and that's the award, by Her Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa on the National Day on 2014. She started her love to technology 15 years ago. She has 5 scientific inventions, and she has several researches. She's been awarded a number of times in Bahrain, in Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, in Germany. And she has recently set up a small business that is competing internationally. So, Ala, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe me if I ask you, if I tell you, you can talk to or meet anybody and anyone in the world while you're sitting here in your table? Do you believe me? Good. Do you believe me if I tell you I had my breakfast in Bahrain, my lunch in Dubai, and my dinner in Turkey? Do you believe me? On these days, we can do whatever we want, whenever we want. And we can do all these things because of the power of science and technology. You need a ticket? Double tap your smartphone. You need to order a dinner? Double tap your smartphone. You need to get a nail polish matching with your dress? Double tap your smartphone. Actually, I call my smartphone my magic stick, and with my magic stick, my success was started. Allow me to tell you my story. I was a computer engineer studying in the University of Bahrain. That's a photo from my cursor. And I was searching for an idea for my graduation project. And when I entered computer engineering, most of my friends were telling me, Ala, why did you choose computer engineering? It's for guys, it's not for ladies. We need to take care about fashion, about makeup, about nail polish, but technology is for boys. So I told them, no, I love technology, and this is what I love, and this is what I'm gonna live for. So one day I entered my house and I found my sister sitting on a table filled with 127 bottles of nail polish. And she was searching for a specific color for her, matching with her dress. So I told her, Isra, take this color. She said, no, this is too dark. I told her, take the another one. She said, no, this is too light. So I told her, you know what, sis? I think you need a machine that can give you the exact color in your mind. So I stopped for a while. I started thinking, what if there's a machine that can give any lady in the world the nail polish that she wants at the same time? So basically, what is nail polish mixer? It's a machine that can produce any color of nail polish, can be connected to your smart device, and there's an app, you can download it in your smart device, and the app will let you to choose the color you want, the type you want, glitter, matte, or the glossy normal. You can scan your dress and get the nail polish with the same dress. That was my first nail polish mixer machine prototype, and that was my first app. Then I started doing the researches and the experiments to build this machine. It was very hard. And if you enter my room, believe me, it's filled with nail polish everywhere. And on that time, my mom couldn't enter my room because you can find all wires on the floor. So I worked very hard to build this machine. And then I submitted for my graduation project. And then it won the best senior project on my college in that moment. After that, I found that lots of my friends were telling me to take my invention to next step. They want to get it at home. They want to use it in their rooms. So they told me, Ala, what do you think if you can take a next step and build your own business and start selling this nail polish? So I started thinking, but I had nothing because I was a student. I have no money. I have no place to work at. I have nothing. So I got one doctor in the university helped me and gave me an office there. And I found in Bahrain we have lots of organizations that support startups like Temkeen, BDB, UNIDO, and many other organizations. And I found in Bahrain that the individuals and the organization are so cooperative and so supportive to youth. So I got lots of support. And then I heard about Imagine Cup competition from Microsoft company. And I registered for, and I applied for this competition. And alhamdulillah, I won the first place in Bahrain. Then I went to Pan Arab semi-final. The nail polish mixer won the first place in Pan Arab semi-final. So I went to Seattle for the main offices of Microsoft to represent the whole Arab countries with the nail polish mixer. These were my competitors. So after that, I decided, and I think it's time to start manufacturing, because I went to many exhibitions around the world, in Germany, in New York, and many different countries. And I got many offers to buy this machine. But at that moment, I started thinking, why we don't have a company for electronics in Bahrain here? Why we don't have company to manufacture? Why we don't have a trademark in technology field? So I took this as my new challenge. These are some photos of the achievements and the awards that Nail Polish Mixer was judged by and won these achievements. And one day in December 2014, I got a call that asking me to stay in Bahrain in Bahrain National Day 2014, because the King Hamad is going to giving me the honor efficiency in Bahrain National Day ceremony. So I believed here in Bahrain we have lots of support, lots of motivation. If you work very hard, you will get what you work, and more than what you work. So now I'm working on my company. We have a company located in Head area, industrial area in Head Town. And this company is manufacturing electronic devices and new machines such as nail polish mixer, developing apps and softwares for the smart devices. And also there's a learning center and supporting center for students. So there's labs and there's the students can come to get the support. They can invent, they can create their prototypes, and then they can patent it, and then they can also manufacture it. So this is what I wanted to do. I have a belief that if you dream about something, you will achieve it. If you work very hard to get it, you will get it one day. When I was young, I was 6 years old. I was looking at my grandpa as a role model. He was the founder of the first Islamic bank in Bahrain, Bahrain Islamic Bank, if you can see there. And I was trying to look like him. I was wearing a pink suit, this pink suit, carrying my green bag from Mother Care. And I'm asking my mom, please take me to the airport. I have a meeting out of town. I need to go for my company. So I was living this. But if you live your dream, it will come true one day. So this is what I believe in. So as I told you, now we are working in our company, and our next task is to build a trademark, Bahraini trademark and technology globally. Thank you. That was me, Ala Abdurrahim from Kingdom of Bahrain.
Thank you, Ala, for a really inspiring story of a very young Bahraini woman who is tackling a somehow difficult sector of technology, not only technology, but manufacturing in itself. You know? You're addressing technology, manufacturing, app development, And I can tell you frankly, working in entrepreneurship in a number of developing countries around the world, and in Bahrain in specific, there are a lot of innovative ideas. The only thing we need to do to these entrepreneurs is simply to listen to them. They know the problem, they know the solution, but they only need somebody to hold their hands. And Ala, I know I met you before the session a few weeks ago, but I'm really inspired to know the details of your story. Julia, just give me 1 second to introduce you, and then allow me now to introduce Ms. Julia Rasooli. She's the founder and CEO of Puracath Medical and inventor of the Firefly. Ms. Rasooli has over 12 years of experience in R&D in medical devices, biotech industries. She is a graduate in BS in bioengineering from the University of California. She has an MS from the Stanford University. She's working on her PhD now, and she has received a number of awards from all around the world. So Julia, I'll leave you to your presentation. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and shukran to Bahrain Businesswomen Society and Arzu Yaz and her staff at U.S. Department of Commerce, as well as the U.S. Embassy, for inviting me here to Bahrain today. I'm so impressed and blown away by the Bahraini women that I see here, as well as many that I've met in the room at this conference, mashallah, and a big round of applause to all of you. So. First, I'd like to start with a little bit about my background, who I am, and where I come here today as a story, and then give some tips to how I think success in entrepreneurship can be modeled from what I've seen in Silicon Valley and how that can be adapted in Bahrain. I am an Iranian-American entrepreneur, born and raised in California. I went to UC Berkeley, did a Bachelor's of Science in Bioengineering and a Bachelor's in Arts and Middle Eastern Studies. I then went to Stanford and studied a Master's of Science in Bioengineering. I was considering becoming a doctor and on my way to an MD PhD. After 2 years of medical school, I enrolled in a program called Biodesign at Stanford, which puts together groups of doctors, physicians, and MBAs to work on a clinical problem. The problem presented to us was infection in home dialysis patients, or peritoneal dialysis patients, which the risk is 50% and can cause mortality and morbidity. We came up with an idea of ultraviolet light technology to prevent infections for these patients, and that idea really stuck to nephrologists, nurses, and patients. After receiving numerous national grants and business plan awards and federal non-dilutive financing for the National Science Foundation, in 2012 I decided to take a leave of absence from my PhD, so I'm not actually studying anymore. I incorporated my company, Puracath Medical, and since then we've raised millions and millions of capital in venture financing as well as federal government grants from top VCs in Silicon Valley, including Coda Capital, who were the first investors in Facebook, Dropbox, Google, Uber, and another one of my investors is the owner of the San Francisco Giants. Proud to be from San Francisco since they won the World Series 3 times in the past many years. So, our first device was actually FDA cleared a few months ago, and we're now working on commercializing it worldwide, and hopefully my dream of saving patient lives will come true, which I think with technology you can impact many more patients as opposed to being a doctor and seeing patients one by one since time is limited. We're now working on research and development of other products in areas like hospitals so that we can help reduce those infections as well. I'd also like to say that I helped found 2 nonprofits, which I'm a part of. One is Health Tech Women. It has 6,000 women members with New York, San Francisco, London chapters. Another is Persian Tech Entrepreneurs. We have 12,000 members worldwide with chapters centered in the US. As a board member and a co-founder of these nonprofits, we've helped create more than 80 jobs and helped more than 35 startups get funding through our connections in Silicon Valley, and proud to say that many of them are actually women founders. I started these nonprofits because of my passion to help empower the next generation and my passion to help empower the next generation women especially. By providing funding, connections, opportunities, and mentorship, I wanted to give back because along the road I had very strong mentors myself that I would not have been here today and if it wasn't for them. Entrepreneurship is an avenue of getting good ideas into the markets and making an impact, making a change in the world. Technology, our cell phones, social networking, these applications have really changed and shaped our world today. Yesterday, during a meeting with the Princess Al Khalifa, we've heard that working businesses at home in Bahrain is expanding drastically. Technology gives us the avenue and the road to this freedom to work from home. You can start an e-commerce company or a services company, a health IT company, all with the power of this smartphone, and all you need is your laptop. You can do everything remotely pretty much now. I remember when my same investors invested in Travis Kalanick, CEO of Uber in 2009. Uber is now a $68 billion valuation company. Its services are global, and last night we even took an Uber home from the gala, which was amazing. When the Bahraini women are thinking about entrepreneurship and opening up their own businesses, it's good to think about, in my opinion, two things. Number one, the challenges here and what you'd like to solve or make better for the people here. And it can be anything. Number two, what's around you and unique to the region, and how can you use that to your advantage and your competitive edge, whereas no one else can. I heard recently that Amazon is having a hub in Bahrain. Amazon is the bread and butter for fast, cheap, efficient ordering and delivery systems. You can partner with a company like Amazon if you're a startup. One of my friends is actually the CEO of Shelf.com, which organizes your orders off Amazon and eBay. The company is funded by Founders Club, which Peter Thiel, the first investor of PayPal, and is doing very well. Another example of a Silicon Valley women entrepreneur is Elizabeth Holmes, the CEO of Theranos. That company is worth now $9 billion in valuation. Elizabeth dropped out of Stanford undergraduate program to pursue her dream. She developed a technology to get rid of blood draws and replace everything with a finger prick. There is no reason why the next Elizabeth Holmes cannot be from a region like from Bahrain. I'd like to end by bringing up my golden rule of 5 for why I think the entrepreneurship model is so successful in the Silicon Valley and other societies and how they can adopt it like Bahrain and other regions. Number 1, you have to embrace the entrepreneurship spirits and not be afraid of failure. Silicon Valley is one of the very unique places in the world where they do not penalize you for trying. You have to have your passion, your mentality, and attitude. It's everything when leading a team and a business. Number 2, develop a very strong team. A company with one person cannot become very big. You need to realize that you need a strong team and soldiers on the ground to be on your side and fight well when you're in the battlefield and times are rough. For example, I learned really early on that you need to fire the wrong person faster than later. A bad hire that drags on can actually be very damaging and detrimental to a company. Number 3, the integration and collaboration with industry and academia. You can start in Bahrain by promoting and teaching entrepreneurship in the schools and universities, which they are doing now, which is fantastic. It was because of that biodesign class that I am here today, which was from Stanford University. Companies can provide internships and also help recruit talent from universities. Industry is also significantly important. A most probable exit for a startup is a merger and acquisition transaction by a much larger company or an IPO. If you engage in a co-development deal or a licensing deal earlier with a larger company, they can help you grow and then provide you with the resources that you don't have, like large distribution channels. Number 4 is mentorship. Find 1 or 2 people who you really look up to, aspire, and who have time to take you under their wing and show you the path to their success and growing a successful company. I have a female medical device mentor. Her name is Dr. Jessica Grossman. She was a successful serial healthcare medtech entrepreneur. She's had various companies that went IPO and has been sold. She taught me the pitfalls to avoid, how to hire and how to fire, managing the right board of directors, deal term negotiations. Always surround yourself with people who have a lot of experience, much more than you, so you can learn from them and not have to repeat those mistakes. And number 5, a very strong and open finance and government ecosystem is very helpful to your success. As a startup entrepreneur, you need access to various sources of capital to grow your company, like venture capital money, private banks, angel investors, international investors. Also, the Silicon Valley has incubator programs that bring these investors to you. Some of them are called Y Combinator and 500 Startups. There's also incubator program models that are now in the Middle East and Asia and elsewhere. These are very helpful to young entrepreneurs. The government can help promote entrepreneurship by having conferences like this, by giving grants to women-owned small businesses, or also tax breaks. Princess Khalifa has already started on this. You also need the right legal platform to be able to build a business and protect your intellectual property, like patents, and being able to create a corporation that is equity-based so that you can give the equity to the right investors at the right time. I'm so impressed by the Bahraini businesswomen today and give my full support in any way I can. I can't wait to come back to this conference in a few years and see the growing number of booths and women-initiated entrepreneurial businesses. So go make your dreams come true. Thanks.
Thank you, Julia. I open the floor for some questions. Anyone has a question to raise to the ladies? If you don't have questions, I have a couple of questions to ask these ladies. I carry with me a question that was asked by my 9-year-old son. And I promised to ask this question in specific to the panelists. I would like each one of you to say, technology is it's a tough field, and it's evolving every single day. What pushed you to work into technology programs? You know, you can simply set up an ordinary business or work in an ordinary business. What pushed you? Why technology? You know, why to go into the technology sector? Doctor? You start, and then you... No.
Please. And my mentor, he's just coming, Dr. Hossein Hassim. And I learned the Bahrain model in 2010. I felt my hands are always held by them. So I feel great love and support. So I deliver all the energy to my students. And about the technology, I think it's first you have to ignite their desire, your desire, or your son's desires. And then you support. So what I do in my university, all the students, and they first organize team, ideas, and then products, investment. I know there are a lot of steps in EDIP, UNIDO here, but I want to show you this. This is amazing. It's test the air here, and it's super healthy air here, and better than in China. So this is my students' product, from the idea to product to the market. So, yeah. Yes, it's the number is 0.0228. But in my family, in my home, in Shanghai, the number is almost 0.80. 0.80. So it's very unhealthy. My students said, that they call me Lin teacher. And how can you survive? Don't you have problems in your health, in breast? So this is really good. I think they can have good market in China. So,
So for me, the choice of going to this field was basically fueled by the nature of the field. It's an ever-changing field. You always learn something new every day. Business models change dramatically with the evolution of technology. So what you did yesterday is definitely not what you're doing today, and certainly not what you're doing tomorrow. The field is huge, and there's immense opportunity to learn and evolve. And I found my passion there, basically.
For me, I love solving problems. And when I'm walking and I find things, I say, why it should be another way? So this is the first thing that make me love the technology. And because I have the two P's, the passion and I'm patient. So I think with these two skills, you can do much better in technology. So because of the passion, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think that it really starts from the foundation in school. So I guess, I studied engineering, and having that strong foundation of, again, solving problems, the mathematical background, is really key to be able to understand kind of the problems there and what you want to solve and where your niche can be. I was also always interested in kind of going to consumer electronic trading shows and seeing gadgets and playing around with different kind of technologies. And eventually, when the timing is right and you come up with different ideas, it's not just a technology that can be enough to make a company, obviously, but having the market need and everything else has to be aligned. But the passion for technology, for me in particular, and for others who I know, is really from starting on the engineering side.
So, any questions? If there are no questions, then I have a small surprise for you. As part of this session, we are honored to have Mr. Terry Tamminen with us here. Mr. Terry will provide, I know you're a little bit hungry, but he promised to do a very short special address. Mr. Terry Tamminen is the strategic advisor to our 20 regions of climate change, which was created by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2010. And he's the founder and president of the 7th Generation Advisors. Mr. Terry had a full conference this morning. We had a full house conference this morning. And now he's coming to you to give you the cream of the cream in 10 to 15 minutes of his experience on technology related to green economy, green environment, green entrepreneurs. Mr. Terry, please.
Well, thank you very much, and I know I stand between you and lunch, so I'll speak quickly. But I also want to compliment everybody at this conference. I was reading about it in the paper this morning. I read about it online, of course, before I got here, and it's truly visionary. I want to thank Her Royal Highness Prince Sabika and the Bahrain Businesswomen's Society and UNIDO Bahrain for putting this on and for inviting me to just share a few thoughts. It's an honor to be among you today. You know, it really is a great pleasure because I love Bahrain. I've long noticed that it's one of the countries in the region that really values the contributions of women in business and all aspects of society. So I compliment the country, but it's because of all of you. And I'd like to share with you the stories today of 3 remarkable women who have influenced my life and is the reason I became an environmental advocate. First of all, my mother. My mother, God rest her soul, was a lousy cook, to be honest, but she was a great inspiration. She was a single mother who worked in a doctor's office to support my sister and I, but she still found time to volunteer in our community of Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Children's Hospital. She took me with her some days. I would entertain the kids with my puppets and stories. Even back in the 1950s and 60s, though, she was teaching me about environmental protection. Because in Milwaukee in those days, the air pollution was so bad, it looked like melted cheese on the horizon. The air was just that dirty. And she showed me that the kids, very many of these kids in the Children's Hospital suffered from asthma and respiratory diseases because of that pollution. And it inspired me to want to do something about it. And she also really showed me, therefore, that everybody can make a difference and can give back to their community. No matter how many other things you have on your plate, by volunteering or by choosing a life of public service. And she also taught me to look, not just to see things, because everyone in those days could see that air pollution I mentioned, but it was another decade before we learned the word smog and before scientists realized that it was robbing our lungs, especially the most vulnerable among us, our elders and our children. I thank my mother every day for all the lessons she taught me, even if she never taught me to cook. The second inspirational woman I want to mention is Maria Shriver. Maria was a great First Lady of the state of California when her husband Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor, who I served with. I was the EPA secretary. And she hosted an annual women's conference very much like this one and made us all realize that any kind of discrimination against women was not only unjust, but a waste of the most valuable resource in our community. Now, Maria had a fantastic sense of humor, and she could put anyone immediately at ease with a funny story. She has 4 children, and one day, little Catherine was complaining about her brother Patrick. And Maria said, "Stop complaining, things could be worse." And Catherine stopped crying for a moment and said, "How?" And Maria said, "Well, he could be twins." I learned so much from her about grace under pressure, about helping others, especially acting as a mentor to those who may not have as much experience as you do, and about never taking yourself too seriously, and always about being open to new experiences and new learning. And of course, she taught me that no matter how tough things are at times, it could always be worse. And finally, I want to talk about my wonderful wife of 10 years, Leslie Tamminen. She is a great cook, by the way, and we met because of our shared advocacy for the environment. She was working for a local NGO to pass laws in California to protect the ocean and to reduce waste and to teach environmental protection in schools at every grade level so that future generations would do a better job of dealing with environmental issues than we have. My wife taught me, among many things, the value of persistence. Anyone who has petitioned their government to change, especially women in any part of the globe, know how tough it is to get things done to change. She lobbied for years to get our state to eliminate wasteful, single-use plastic bags, even as China and England and Brazil and so many other nations had already done it, because it saves money and it keeps trash from landfills and from the oceans. But even with the help of Governor Schwarzenegger in the last year in his term, the opposition to her laws and her proposals was so fierce that it failed. So she devised a new strategy. She went to cities and counties and got them to pass the laws until 3 years later, over 150 cities and counties in California had passed bans on various kinds of plastic trash. And she would be very proud to see this article in the newspaper today about the push to ban plastic trash. Well, now, of course, we see everybody using their reusable shopping bags, and she has had a great success. But she also taught me that some of the most worthy fights are never over, and we must always be vigilant to protect our successes. The plastics industry is lobbying this year to overturn the law she got passed last year, so the fight goes on. So these 3 great women have inspired me and led me to volunteer, to look past the obvious, to keep a sense of humor, to help others along the way, and to never give up. And that brings me to the work I do today to fight global climate change with the regions of R20, the regions of climate action. The R20 is a partnership much like UNIDO, where we help governments, particularly subnational governments, meaning states, provinces, and cities, to share policy, to figure out what might work in one place, might work in another. Technology, because just as you've heard here, technology is advancing rapidly and you can't always keep up, especially if you're in government. You don't always know what's workable. And finally, finance, to bring finance to the table, because that's often the key missing ingredient. Investors, they always say money runs scared. Money is always afraid that the government policies will change or that the technology isn't quite ready. So getting investors to understand what you already understand is absolutely critical. And an example of that was in Brazil. the cities in Brazil wanted to change their inefficient streetlights for LEDs, which save almost 70% of the energy. But they couldn't afford it, and because none of the lights were manufactured in Brazil, and they were subject to import duties. So we went down there and we brought technology companies. We brought some very enterprising young entrepreneurs down there to set up technology companies so that the cities could buy LED streetlights made in Brazil. And that overcame the cost problem. And we worked with the local utility to make sure that those lights would function and would be lasting the length of their warranty, which was 10 years. And finally, as I mentioned, finance is the key. So we helped to put together a special purpose finance vehicle where the cities could borrow the money, replace all of their streetlights, and pay it back from the savings, which typically they paid back in less than 5 years because there's so much savings on energy and maintenance. And then they still had another 5 years of savings when they weren't paying for the lights at all. So the example there is to look, to find ways of doing things, and of course to never give up. It was very difficult to get new manufacturers to go down there into a place that's foreign, that's hard to work, where there's currency problems, cultural challenges, and so forth. But the secret was that people just like you, many of them, by the way, were women, in these companies, found R20, just like many find UNIDO and these other great organizations to partner with that can help demystify some of these challenges by going into new markets and new countries, and therefore learning never to be afraid of going into new places. So I urge you, even as many of you are looking for new ways to advance your businesses, your technologies, some of the things that you're trying to do, to partner with organizations like the R20 because we need you. We need your examples, we need your innovation. Today's conference is looking at how to form more partnerships like the R20 that can contribute to revitalizing trade, promote investment opportunities to serve the local economy, and to help Bahrain compete even better in the vast global marketplace. And as I mentioned, that to me is one of the ways to do it, is to partner with organizations like this. But I would say that your work in all walks of life, in business, in academia, in government, in community service represented here today, will yield great results along those lines because you already know the lessons that I learned from my mother, from Maria Shriver, and from my wife. And by the way, I hope my entire country will soon be inspired in similar ways by another great woman when we elect our first woman as president. The great, yes, you can applaud that. I long for the day when I can say, Madam President. I've had the honor of serving President Obama, but I look forward to serving Madam President as well. A great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., once said, anyone can be great because anyone can serve. You don't need a college degree. Your verb and your subject need not agree. You only need a heart full of grace. Well, I look around this room and I'm truly inspired to see so many women serving their communities through business in many other ways, and I see so many hearts full of grace. But for all of us, for men and women who want to leave their families and their communities better than we found them, we need to ask ourselves a basic question. Who will be the first to say that I can do with a little less that my children will have a little more? Who among us will be the first to say that my life will not only be measured by the number on the bottom of a balance sheet, but by the balance of clean air and clean water and healthy landscapes that I bequeath to my children? And who among us will be the first to teach our children to embrace a call to action that rang out across the world 4 decades ago when another president of the United States challenged us to ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Well, the work that all of you are doing, as exemplified by the fact that you're here at this conference, to be sure that women are fully engaged in life and business, your participation in conferences like this show that you are already answering that call to action and making Bahrain and the whole world a better, more peaceful, more prosperous, and more equitable place to live for generations to come. And so with that, I can only say, shukran.
Thank you, Terry, very much for this speech, or this short speech. Organizers, what are your plans after this session? This session is done. We go to President Ahlam. We move to lunch. We invite everyone to go to lunch.
والآن مع تكريم رئيس الجلسة والمشاركين في هذه الجلسة. And now we would like to honor the moderator of this session and the participants in it. I'd like to invite, of course, the President of Bahrain Businesswomen Society to present the tokens of appreciation to the moderator and to the wonderful participants. I'd like also to call upon يا ريت البورد members يتفضلون على المسرح. I'd like to call upon the board members to join us on the stage for a group picture during this honoring ceremony. يا ريت أعضاء مجلس الإدارة يتفضلون على المسرح لأخذ صورة جماعية مع المشاركين ورئيس هذه الجلسة. والآن مع تكريم رئيس الجلسة السيد عفيف برهوم. And now we would like to honor the moderator of this session, Mr. Afif Barhoum, Program Coordinator, RCET, Investment Promotion Expert, UNIDO, ITPO. Thank you very much for moderating this session, Mr. Afif. شكرا جزيلا. والآن مع تكريم المشاركين في هذه الجلسة الرائعة. And now of course we'd like to honor the participants in this amazing session. To start with, Ms. Julia Rasuli, founder and CEO of Porocath Medical and inventor of the Firefly from the United States of America. Thank you very much. And now with the honoring of Ms. Ala Muhammad Abdurrahim, computer engineer, honored by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa for her inventions, award winner of Microsoft Innovation Competition from, of course, our beloved country, Bahrain. Mabruk. Thank you. Ms. Rasha Diwan, Marketing Manager, Microsoft Bahrain and Oman, based in Bahrain. Thank you very much. And now with the pictures taken. And now مع تكريم with the honoring of Professor Ing Lee Lingling, Head of Tong University Entrepreneurship Education Research Center, Trainer Coach UNIDO and ARCID, Founder Tongli University's Entrepreneurship and Disciplines, Drive and Control of Entrepreneurial Energy from China. And of course, Dr. Hoda Yassa, we'd like to honor you because you weren't available this morning. And thank you. Yes, you were committed to something. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. شكرا جزيلا حضورنا الكرام. We'd now like also to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Terry. Thank you very much for attending this event and participating in it.
Thank you.